All right, welcome back, everybody. We are live again into another day of our amazing and powerful and wonderful use care challenge that we have been conducting since the beginning of this month. Every single day we go live in our Facebook group, in our YouTube channel, with the purpose to help people around us, with the purpose to help people expand their awareness, to help people grow, in an awareness of who they are. When we started this challenge, we said that it is going to be a marvelous journey of life transformational mindset ideas. Because I believe all it takes is one idea for you to change your life. And we have promised to give you one idea after another for the next 31 days. We are on the day 14, but you on the photograph it's showing day 13. It's a little technical glitch over there. By mistake, it has been put day 13, but today it's day 14. And on the day 14, we are going to talk about seek failure. Now, some of you are going to take it in a very different perception than we have planned it. But if you stay in this life till the end, you're not only going to learn the perception that we have behind seek failure, but you are going to become convinced with the fact that why we should go ahead with this mentality of seek failure. And you are actually going to learn exactly what does this term seek failure means. So from wherever in the world you're watching this broadcast right now, I want to say welcome to every single one of you. We have Shekhar with us today. So I'll hand it over to Shekhar for first few minutes to take you through what does exactly this concept of seek failure means. Shekhar, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Thank you,
Get
Sukhveer.
started.
Okay. You see, Sukhveer, in the beginning, when I was reading this book, I was thinking, throughout the flow of this book, I was thinking Price Pritchard is talking about the formula of U squared. And all of a sudden, this chapter came in and said seek failure. And I was thinking, how can seeking failure make me go from where I am to U squared? I mean, it just sounded counterintuitive. But when I read
Yep.
this chapter, I gave it a rereading, then again reread, and then I kept on reading it like for around 3 to 4 times before I proceeded. For me, it's the most important chapter in the entire book, and I'm going to tell you why. The author says that failure is a resource. Now, we don't use our faculty of perception to look at failure like that. For us, failure is like we're defeated. We tried it, but we failed, so we can't do it. But that's not how we are supposed to use the faculty of our perception in that way. The author says it helps you find the edge of your capacities. Now, this made me recall how Bob Proctor once gave the example of Thomas Edison, the inventor, who had to go through thousands of failures to make the bulb. Now, think about it. Edison was actually using the mental principle of the perception, using in the right way. He was not looking at those failures as failures. He looked at them as steps. He was doing something that nobody else in the world was doing at that point of time. So obviously, he did not have anything, any plan to work on. He did not even have a blueprint of the bulb, but he was working on it. Now, here's the thing. Price Pritchard, in an earlier part of the same book, he says that when we are working with the U squared formula, we are going in an unknown territory where we have no map and where we have no guide. So what does this mean? It means that whatever goal it is that we want to achieve, we are working on something that no one else knows about. They cannot help us with it. Because the moment we're going to go and tell somebody about U squared formula and that we want to exponentially grow, their logical mind will tell us that growth is always incremental, which is something that this book does not teach you. In fact, this book teaches you the otherwise, that growth is always seen as incremental or gradual, because that's exactly how we have been seeing growth in our environment. But in reality, growth is supposed to be exponential. And failing is a part of this process, and failure comes to those who are looking for exponential growth, not a gradual or an incremental growth. The author says that we are not supposed to quit anytime we see a problem or breakdown. We are instead supposed to use them as evidence of our growth and improvement. Now, when we fail or when we go through defeat, this is something that will not look to us as an evidence of our growth and improvement. Our logical mind will tell us that growth means we are supposed to get incremental growth or incremental progress. But when we fail, we think that we take it as an evidence that, oh no, I tried doing that, but I failed. Failing actually helps you find the edge of your capacities. That's the main thing. That's how we have to use our mind to look at failure from here onwards. Anytime we fail or anytime we recall our failure from the past, we have to see where is it that we missed on the opportunity of looking at the edge of a capacity. That's exactly what Edison did. Every time he failed, he looked at the edge of his capacity as to what else he can do or how long he needs to do certain things, how more repetitive he needs to become with his plan so that he can finally be able to make the bulb. This is the most important thing that I've learned from this chapter, and this is the only reason why I read this chapter multiple times before proceeding ahead in this book. It's so important for me.
Absolutely right, Shaker. Now another way that I look at this, topic of seek failure is this. Uh, we all have dreams and we all have goals in our life. But the first thing that literally stops anyone in their tracks is this, that before even beginning, they have a thought in their mind that what if they fail? Now, in my understanding, this can be a very damaging thought for someone, but at the same time, if they change their perception about it, this same thing can be a very powerful shift for someone at the same time. Now, what do I mean by it? There are always two kind of people. There are one kind of people who are going to look at their goals and they are going to say that, oh, I don't know this. What if I fail? What if I lose money? What if I don't end up getting the results that I want? What if I don't finish the project? And on the other hand, there are going to be a group of people who are going to say, I know I want it. Even if I fail, I will try. I will keep trying again and again and again until I succeed. And the people who are afraid of trying new things, they are the people who are afraid of actually failing. But what they don't realize is that in order to not to attempt something new, or in order to trying to avoid failure, they are actually failing in a very, very big way. And that is not even proactively putting some positive ideas into action. And this can be really, really damaging for people, because they have to understand that if we want to achieve something amazing, something powerful, something incredible in our life, we have to go through some mess for a certain time. I remember it was, Robin Sharma who said that. He said, he talked about change, and I believe change is a part of the life. He said, change is difficult in the beginning, it is messy in the middle, but it is gorgeous in the end. That's what success is all about. Success is difficult in the beginning, it is messy in the middle of the road, but it is gorgeous at the end of the road, because the end of the road is not crowded at all. It's just few percent of the people who are out there. And if you want to be the part of that few percent, you have to do something that other people don't love to do. That's the common denominator of success. It states that successful people build the habit of doing the things that failure do not love to do. Shikhar, I would love you to elaborate on this line, because that really is a significant line. Over to you, Shikhar. I cannot hear you, Shikhar. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now, Sukhveer?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Shikhar.
Okay, yeah, what I was saying was that the quote that you gave from Robin Sharma is really beautiful, especially the middle part of it, where he says that everything is messy in the middle. It's all messy in the middle, and that is exactly where we should look at our blessings. Price Pritchett says, an unwillingness to encounter defeat or run into the problems outlaws quantum leaps. Unless you allow yourself to make mistakes, to fail, you will never have the opportunity to test the limits of what you truly are capable of accomplishing. And this point, what you truly are capable of accomplishing, when we realize this part after going through the messy middle, is only then that we're going to become a part of the gorgeous thing in the end, where only a few percentage of the population lives. Because they also went through all of the same failures. As Price Pritchett gives an example over here, that you can never bake a perfect cake without making the kitchen messy. And if you look at a surgery in the middle, it almost looks like a murder. Then he gives the example of how humans have sent rockets to the moon, but none of them went straight to the moon. There were deviations in the middle. It was all messy, but we had to make sure how to put the rockets apart from the deviation on their straight line so that it reaches the moon. Everything will look messy. And that is a sign that we are doing something that most of the population is not doing. Because if we were doing what most people are doing, we will have a definite logical plan as to do this step after that step, then step number three, then step number four. But when we are dealing with a mind, when we are working with a goal that makes us expand exponentially, this is where we apply the U squared formula. And in the U squared formula, we cannot be unwilling to encounter defeat. Defeat will be a part of the process and we have to accept it. We just have to use our perception in a different way and look at defeat in a different way. Now, the author says that failure does not mean that you're defeated. Don't retreat to the safety of status quo. This is exactly what happens. We work on a new plan. We are going ahead with it. We are making all the plannings. We are doing it. And the moment we come with, and encounter defeat, we think that, oh, probably this is not for me. Probably this goal is too big. I'm not capable enough to have this. I need more people to do this. I need more money to do this. But that's not the truth. To find the edge of our capacities, we have to go deep into our mind and look into our talents and abilities and withdraw from there, from inside of us, what it is that we need to do. How much of more of our skills do we need to polish to make that final quantum leap? And this is like, I would say it's like a law of the quantum leap, that if you have to take a quantum leap, you have to accept defeat in the middle. You have to.
Absolutely right, Shekhar. Now, another thing that I really want to put across here is that, if you are someone who is having a goal right now in their life, they are going after the goal, and you're not experiencing any resistance, you're not experiencing any challenges, you're not experiencing any difficulties or problems, I probably suggest you to have a deep look at your goals again, because you might have set goals that are very, very low. Now, low doesn't mean that it's a small income goal or whatever, but you have to stretch yourself. Now, there are many people who are afraid of stretching themselves. The reason, because they think if I stretch myself, if I go after a big goal, I may not achieve it, I may struggle, this may happen, that may happen. Just let go of all those doubt and worries. Imagine the possibility. What if you can? Imagine the possibility. What if you have all the solution? Imagine the possibility. What if you can get the results that you want? Imagine how great it is going to be for you at that time. People are struggling because they think that they need everything prepared before they actually make the move. It is never going to happen. No one is ever ready before they make a move. You will be ready once you make the move, because as you make the move, you're going to see what next further step you can take. Like, for example, whenever we decide to launch a program, or whenever we decide to do a seminar, we don't wait before the seminar is end then to decide when we are going to launch it. We just decided. We decided that this is the program we're going to launch by this date. Then we figure out the ways. Even if we don't have any resource at that time, we won't allow that the lack of resourcefulness to stop us. We are going to make a decision that we are going to do it, and then we go ahead and do it. And that's what I want all of you to recognize. That's what I want all of you to understand. Even if you have no plan right now for your goal, make a decision. Make a decision that before the new year arrives, you are going to make big moves. You are going to take big actions. And some of you are going to argue with me on that. You're going to say that, oh, how I can take an action when I don't know what action to take. My dear friends, take out a goal card. Write down what do you exactly want on that goal card, and then not just consciously affirm that, but dig into the deeper levels of your mind. How to tap into those deeper levels of mind, there is a science behind that. We teach that science into our programs. We have a program called as mindful meditation, and in that program, the only thing that I teach is people is that how to tap into their alter states of mind, the alpha states of their mind, so that we can go beyond the beta level where we are right now, go to the deep alpha level where we can tap into the resourcefulness that we have in our mind, and we can talk to that resourcefulness. Because if there is one place where all your answers are, that is the deep state of your mind. You got to tap into that. So let go of the worry, let go of the doubt and worries. So Shekhar, what will be your suggestion, to the people who are on the edge of their seats, who really want to
Hmm.
make something happen in their life, but they're worrying
Hmm.
about failure? What will be your practical advice for them to get over the line of worry and tap into
Hmm.
the field of abundance?
See, the thing is, again, in the same chapter, the author says that confusion, anxiety, and failure, they are going to be a part of the process. So the thing is, a couple of minutes ago, you talked about the goal card. First thing is, what I would say is write on the goal card a goal that you think is too big. It should scare you. But at the same time, when you imagine that the goal has already been accomplished, it should excite you. That is your real goal. The author says you must realize that if you're experiencing no difficulties, no problems, or no pain, you probably have aimed too low. So if you are thinking that let life be a little bit easy, let me go after a goal that is going to be so small that I'll be able to achieve it after an incremental or gradual progress, then you are aiming too low. You're not really working with the U squared formula. So write on your goal card whatever it is that you truly desire to achieve in life. Do not worry about how big it is. Just make sure that it's not too low. Just make sure that it's not like the next step. Make sure that it's big enough. It will sound scary, it will feel scary. But if we use our mind and work in a certain way by using our faculty of imagination, by believing and having faith that whatever it is that we have written in our goal card, it has already been accomplished. We need to tap into that feeling. We have to act as if we have already achieved it. And that is the mental state which will give us the next steps in the formula of U squared. That is exactly what's going to complete our equation of U squared. Confusion, anxiety, and failure. We have to be mentally prepared that all of these things are going to happen. Why? Because we are working with something that nobody else can provide us with a plan or something like that. People can guide us, they can help us, but they will not be able to provide a plan to us. So, where do we go for this plan? We have to keep on reading our goal card throughout the day. And in one of the previous episodes, I mentioned about controlled imagination. Goal card is made so that your imagination can be controlled. Dr. Joseph Murphy calls this disciplined imagination. And this is exactly what we are supposed to build as our first step if we are to work with the formula of U squared, if we are looking for exponential growth. Our imagination must be controlled. It means that once we have written our goal on our goal card, we will not allow anyone else on the outside to tell us what we can or what we cannot do. We have to keep our goal card with us as a secret. The only people we can discuss this is with the people who will believe in us, especially our coaches, because our coaches are not over here to judge us. They're over here to help us, to show us how this goal card can help us in return to work with the formula of U squared. So have a controlled imagination. Put your attention throughout the day on receiving a plan from your subconscious mind on the goal that you're working. Just trust that your subconscious mind, in its own time, will give you the plan. You can have the entire plan at a time from your subconscious mind, or your subconscious mind will give you the plan in bits and pieces. But the thing is, if we work with our mental faculties properly, if we work with the laws of our subconscious mind, and we work properly with our goal card and our controlled imagination, we will get the plan. And that plan will be so unique to us that when it comes to us through our hunches, we will be like, yes, even though it's a part of the plan, I will be able to do this. And this is exactly what's going to take me closer to my goal. So again, I would say that controlled imagination is one of the bits and pieces of U squared. We have to keep on thinking about our goals throughout the day.
Absolutely right. Controlled imagination along with a firmly fixed attention towards your goal. And it is very important for you to keep the main thing, because I see people, who are into business, but very rarely they spend time on sales. They spend times on strategizing, they spend times on working on building on their program, they spend time on creating beautiful ads and artworks, many of the stuff, but they spend very less time on sales. And if they're not spending times on sales, how can they make sales? And then similarly, the people who are into like programming or making or development, if they are spending their whole time just discussing ideas and not even a small time building ideas, how they can get things. So the lesson from today's important topic is, don't be afraid of what is at stake, because even if you take action or you don't take action, there is always something at stake. If you take action, move ahead with your worthy goals, with all the risks, with all the doubts and worries, at stake is the possibility of getting what you want. But if you move in the opposite direction, not taking action, being afraid, being worried, being stuck in your comfort zone, just doing what you want to do, at that time, what is at stake? The chance of losing all your goals, the chance of losing all your dreams. So the choice is yours. You got to make a worthy choice. If you make a worthy choice, you can have anything and everything that you want in your life. I repeat, you can have anything and everything that you want in your life. But that depends upon, are you willing and are you ready? If you're willing and ready, you are ready to get the results that you want. Now, in the end, the practical recommendation for you in this session will be, take out a pen and paper tonight and just make a decision for yourself that this is what I'm going to do. And then let the universe guide you. Seek failures. If Edison can try 9,999 times, why can't you try? When he tried, he didn't have the resources that you have today. He didn't have the flexibility of going to Google and researching something. You have it today. He didn't have the facility of high speed super internet. You have it today. He may go have to library and find books and books, but you can go to internet today. You can type a name of the book, or you can type the subject of the book, and you can see thousands of books there. What is not there today? Everything is there today. But what you need to have is the eye of a winner, perception of a winner. That's what is required. So I hope from this point onwards, you are going to seek failure, not failing in your life, but seeking a perception where you are moving in the direction of your goal, where you are taking an action every single day, where you are just getting engaged into something here and there. And if you do that, it can literally change your life. It will, for sure. So on that note, I want to say thank you everybody for being here. We are going to be back tomorrow with another lesson, because this series it's going to continue. For how long? I don't know. Maybe I'll keep continuing it even after 31 days, but we'll see. But in the meanwhile, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Shaker, for being here. I think people have really, really grasped the lesson of seek failure, and I believe they are really going to apply it now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shaker. I'll see you in the next
Thank you,
next
Sukri.
session. Take care, guys. Bye.